Hello, dear listeners. Snuggle in, close your eyes, and let your heart walk barefoot beside Krishna through the streets of Mathura, where every step holds a secret and every soul holds a story. In the heart of Mathura, the city buzzed with life. Market stalls brimmed with fruits, spices, and silk. The air was sweet with sandalwood, and the sound of temple bells floated through the streets. But one name rang louder than any bell: Dhanraj, the wealthiest merchant in Mathura. People whispered stories of his ships full of treasure, his vaults full of gold, and his pride that reached even higher than the palace towers. He was generous, but not out of kindness. He gave only when the world was watching. One fine morning, Dhanraj arrived at Krishna's court in grand fashion. He wore robes embroidered with golden thread, and behind him came 12 servants carrying trays of gold coins. "My Lord Krishna," he announced with a proud smile, "I offer 100 gold coins to your royal cow sanctuary, to feed your sacred cows." The ministers nodded. The priests chanted blessings. But Krishna, seated calmly on the throne, said only, "A kind act weighs more when it is light with love." Dhanraj chuckled confidently. "If kindness has weight, let it be weighed. Set up a scale and we shall see what weighs more, my gold or the worth of my giving." Krishna's eyes twinkled. "Very well. Tomorrow we shall weigh your gift against your heart." By the next morning, a grand weighing scale was built in the center of the city. It was enormous, 2 golden pans hanging from a mighty beam carved with lotus petals. On one pan, Dhanraj would sit, on the other, his offering. People gathered early. Some came for the spectacle, others out of curiosity, and a few whispered, "Will Krishna really weigh gold against a man?" Krishna arrived quietly, wearing a simple yellow dhoti. He nodded to Dhanraj. "Please take your place." Dhanraj stepped onto the scale. The golden pan dipped slightly. He raised his hand, and his servants began to pile his donation onto the opposite pan 10 bags of gold coins, a chest of silver bars, a tray of pearls and sapphires, jars of fragrant oil, silks from distant lands. Yet the scale did not move. The crowd gasped. Dhanraj frowned. "Add more," he ordered. His servants brought spices, sandalwood, gems, and a string of diamonds. Still, the scale didn't even budge. "What is this trickery?" Dhanraj snapped. "I've given more than any man." Krishna said nothing. He only turned toward a quiet corner of the crowd, where a little flower girl named Leela stood. She wore simple clothes and held a tiny garland made of wildflowers. She had made it that morning, with fingers stained with pollen and a prayer in her heart, as an offering to Krishna. "Leela," Krishna said gently, "will you offer your gift?" The girl's eyes widened. "But I have no gold, my lord." Krishna knelt before her and said softly, "Sometimes a small offering carries the weight of heaven." With trembling hands, Leela stepped forward and placed the humble garland on the mountain of treasure. Suddenly, creak! The golden scale began to tip. Gasps filled the air. Slowly, softly, the pans came into perfect balance. Even with all of Dhanraj's treasure, it was Leela's simple, love-filled garland that finally made the scale even. A deep silence fell over the crowd. Dhanraj stared, stunned. How can this be? Krishna stepped beside him and said, "You gave with your ego, Dhanraj, not your heart. Leela gave all she had, asking for nothing in return. She gave with love. That is the weight the universe honors." The merchant's shoulders sagged. His face, once proud, now humbled. "I only wanted people to praise me," he admitted softly. "I forgot the joy of giving from the soul." Krishna smiled. "Then your gift begins now, not in gold, but in growth." Tears welled up in Dhanraj's eyes. He turned to Leela and bowed. "Thank you, little one, for teaching me what I had forgotten." Leela looked surprised. "But I'm just a flower girl." Krishna placed a hand on her head. "You are a gardener of the heart." From that day forward, Dhanraj changed. He still sold silk and spices, but now he also gave warm meals to the hungry. He helped farmers during droughts. He offered gold quietly, not with trumpet calls, but with silent gratitude. And sometimes just before sunset, he would visit the city's old weighing scale, now left untouched, and place a single flower on it, just to remember. That evening, Krishna walked through the gardens with Balarama. His brother said, "I'm amazed the scale really moved with just a garland." Krishna smiled. "Love is the heaviest thing in the world, and the lightest, that's the secret." The golden cow lowed softly in the distance. The stars blinked above, and the city of Mathura slept peacefully, hearts a little fuller, a little softer, because love had quietly tipped the balance. And so, under the quiet stars of Mathura, with the city hushed and hearts a little wiser, Krishna returned to his palace, not as a prince, not as a god, but as a friend to every soul who had forgotten the weight of true love. The golden scale stood still, now silent, but its lesson echoed far and wide. The smallest gift, when offered with a full heart, can tip the balance of the world. As you close your eyes tonight, may you remember, it is not riches or praise that make us great, but the kindness we give, the love we share, and the quiet good we do when no one is watching. Sleep peacefully, dear listeners. Krishna is near, smiling gently, watching over you. Good night.